big institutional money is going to flow into ZBCN, and I'm going to show you why. But yeah, guys, the Kraken was to sell the news, and well, if you're upset about it, I got something for you. Okay, let's get on to it. They've updated their website, guys, and guess what? I knew these guys were MiCA compliant. I don't know why they didn't say. Right here, I just looked at their updated website. Look, MiCA compliant, completed. They are now in the UK right now, and they are getting their FCA approval, and the big one is ISO 222. So this is a good step in the right direction, and this is why these utility coins take time, because big institutional money needs confidence before investing a huge amount of institutional money going into ZBCN soon. But anyway, I was listening to one of their spaces with World Mobile, and I didn't know about this. For those of you that don't know, zebec is part of the Circle Alliance program, and Circle is an early investor of zebec in 2021. Okay, they're one of their early backers, and they're part of the Circle Alliance program. And USDC is the foundation of all their products, like their card products, their payroll streaming service. So zebec's use case is stablecoin payroll, so they can pay their workers in real time by the second in USDC, their default stablecoin, pegged to the dollar, fully reserved, fully regulated as well. One of the most regulated stablecoins. I think Tether's up there, but Tether's a bit like sketchy. They just got their new All Unity partnership, and they have integrated the EURAU stablecoin, which is euro backed and pegged, and got reserved treasuries in the euro. So they have two payments. They got USDC and euro. But in this clip, they talk about other currencies that they are going to add in the future, and they mention the pound and Asia currencies. But take a look at this.
So will this be added soon, and which other currencies beyond USD might be supported in the future?
Our team is actively working on adding WMTX to the Mobilium app. That does take usually a couple of weeks after the custom card first goes live, so it will be coming, and we will announce when it happens. In terms of currencies, we have USD and Euro right now, and those are the two main we see the most volume on. But as I mentioned, we're also looking at adding the British pound and potentially Asian currencies as well.
So it's interesting that they mention integrating Asia currencies, because I was doing some deep diving and I saw this clip. Apparently Asia is already adopting stablecoins. You know, I talk about in this channel that there's like a stablecoin narrative. zebec focuses on stablecoin payroll. Stablecoins is going to flood the market with more liquidity due to post-Genius Act. It allows institutions and the banks to issue their bank-backed currencies in stablecoins. Asia is one of the biggest regions issuing stablecoins and digital assets. This is from Circle. Take a look at this.
Asia is one of the fastest moving regions in digital assets. The numbers here tell a powerful story about why. First, 56% of institutions across Asia are already live with stablecoins. That's the highest adoption rate globally. This isn't just experimentation. These are institutions that are actively transacting with stablecoins for payments, for settlement, and treasuries purposes. It shows that Asia isn't just keeping pace. It's actually leading the charge. And it doesn't stop there. Asia is it's also embracing on-chain finance more broadly. In the past year alone, on-chain activity grew 69% year over year, jumping from about 1.4 trillion to $2.4 trillion. That's a massive acceleration, and it underscores the region is moving towards an on-chain first financial infrastructure.
zebec have card products. They have the silver card, the black card, and the carbon card, which is completely feeless, right? So whenever there's like a transaction where you can spend your crypto and receive payments, the team do not earn any money from fees. It's completely feeless, okay? But at the moment, the cards are all digital. There's no physical cards, but the team have said that they are planning to release physical cards. So their cards have a real utility, and it kind of links to the token buybacks, because depending of the revenue that they make on their cards goes into token buyback. It's a deflationary process to counter the token monthly unlocks, which is going on every 15th of every month until March 2026. That's the final one, when all tokens are in circulation. But anyway, in this clip they talk about issuing the cards in physical form. That's on their roadmap. Take a look at this.
And will the World Mobile card be available only as a digital card, or will there be a physical version coming out soon?
So we start out with digital cards, as they're generally the easiest to sign up for and get into people's hands quickly. Once we see, the growth in the program, usually after 2 to 3 months, we'll begin the process of designing and building the physical cards, which will then ship out to users globally. So that is definitely on the roadmap for us.
Awesome. And then final question, I think you mentioned
a community member in the space was asking about zebec's partnership. Can it open the doors for even more partnerships? When there is partnership, partnership kind of opens the doors for making relationships for other partnerships. And they explain how a partnership with World Mobile has opened the doors for more partnerships in the talk.
Partners with you guys, do they have access to all of your other partnerships? Would that be an opportunity for them to build relationships, the people that zebec has partnershiped with also?
Great question. And our answer to that is yes, 100%. At zebec, we have over 250 Web3 clients that are using us for cards, that have white label programs with us, which are using us for payroll. And once you become a member of the zebec ecosystem, we like to foster the bonds between our partners to make it only that much stronger. So with our official partnership with World Mobile now being about 6 weeks old, we've already made, I think around 10 introductions to some of our existing clients at zebec, which are now going to be working with World Mobile, and we really love to see that.
Also in this clip, there's a mention of XRP, and Simon kind of just avoids the question. They talk about how zebec and World Mobile are focused on a compliance push, that it takes time, and how zebec is serving the largest markets in the world. But take a look at this.
Telling people that zebec, when compared to, let's say, XRP, as many like to compare them to, zebec does not have any of the regulatory headwinds or challenges that XRP had in its early days. Not only that, zebec is operating in a much better crypto regulatory friendly environment. Thank you.
Look, I couldn't agree more. And I'd say, look, there's a lot of parallels between what zebec's doing and what World Mobile's doing. I mean, both of us have, a compliance-focused, regulatory-first attitude when it comes to building our businesses, and we're both serving some of the largest markets in the world, being mobile carriers as well as payroll.
That is phenomenal.
For those of you that don't know, zebec has partnered with Stellar, and recently at the Sibos event, a member of the Stellar Foundation team talking about their expansion of their partnership together. And Stellar focuses on cross-border remittances, and zebec focuses on stablecoin payroll. But in this clip, Simon went to San Francisco to meet with the Stellar team. zebec and Stellar are working on a payroll extension, which is coming in the following week. So more news on that coming soon. Take a look at this.
We are working on a few things that I would say are adjacent to payroll. I can't get into too much detail here, but one of the reasons that I was in San Francisco was, of course, to meet with Stellar. And we are actively working on let's call it a payroll extension with Stellar, and we're going to be announcing that in the next couple of weeks.
zebec recently went to Sibos, and they met with lots of big institutions and were in talks with a lot of them. There's a community member which thrown a question at Simon that Simon followed the DTCC. I'll explain that in the next clip. He says that Simon follows them, but anyway, take a look at this.
Are y'all aware of the capabilities of y'all's tech stack? Like, payroll is obviously like the niche, but I feel like there's so much more zebec's tech stack can do.
You're absolutely correct. Zebec is a real-time finance platform, which our first use case and most successful use case has been payroll. But effectively, any payments in the economy that would be better done in a real-time basis can be done via zebec.
I seen that you followed the DTCC after the Sibos event. Is there anything to that, or?
We did meet with DTCC at Sibos. I cannot comment on anything related to that at this point, though.
Woo!
So those of you that don't know, in Sibos, Swift announced that they are building their own blockchain-based ledger with over 30 of the biggest financial institutions built together with Chainlink. And here's a screenshot right here of all the big financial institutions building on it, and the DTCC is one of them. But anyway, take a look at this clip. The future is going on-chain. Banks and financial institutions have accepted the fact that they are moving on-chain. Stablecoin adoption's on the rise. zebec focuses on stablecoin payroll, and the big partnerships and institutions are coming. But anyway, take a look at this.
Day one at Sibos was a big success. And the big theme this year? Tokenization. Chainlink announced an industry initiative with 24 of the world's largest financial organizations, including Swift, DTCC, Euroclear, and UBS, to tackle a $58 billion challenge in corporate actions data. Swift also announced it is launching a blockchain-based ledger and said it will add capability to support interoperability across existing and emerging systems for various use cases, which is a natural extension building on years of collaboration with Chainlink. On top of the major announcements, the Chainlink booth was packed with non-stop meetings and energy all day, and this momentum is only building. And that's just day one. Stay tuned for tomorrow.
If you're not in the best crypto community on this planet, please join. We're over 200 members. But anyway, guys, I'll see you in the next one.